Hello everyone, welcome to the class of Health and Physical Education. Today we are going to learn new unit, that is Unit 5, Children and Sports. And today's topic is motor development and factor affecting it. Now as we are learning the Unit 5, that is Children and Sports, and we know that the sports, without sports children can't stay. So children can't stay away from the sports activities whatever the circumstances or situation may be. They are always engaged in these sports activities. It is very natural. Where the child is being born, you can find out the natural thing. You can see the changes among the child when the child used to grow. There are the different phases are there, where the child learns to sit, he learns to crawl, then he learns to stand, he learns to walk, he learns to run, then he learns to jump, throw, kick, hold. These are the various phases of the development of a child. So here you can find out that slowly and gradually the child used to grow, and you can also find out the motor development in the child. Now let us learn the meaning of the motor development. What is the meaning of motor development? So motor development refers to the development of the child's bones, muscles and the ability to move and touch his or her surroundings, or it is or the child can manipulate his or her environment. That means that here when we are talking about the motor development, at that time we are talking mostly related to their bones, as well as the development of their bones, muscles, as well as their ability to move in the surroundings, touch and move the surrounding. That means the development of the motor abilities from the birth to death. Here the child, the motor development is being considered as a progressive term. That means that there is a progressive change in the movements of a child or in one's life, where they are learning from the birth till death. Here there are the various motor developments or the motor skills are there, which is very essential in our daily life. There are the various motor skills like running, jumping, throwing, climbing, skipping, etc. are being needed for our daily life. There are different types of motor developments are there, that is gross motor development and fine motor development. Gross motor development is related to the large muscle development of the large muscles, where you can see the person or a child is being involved in jumping, sitting, walking, climbing, etc. And fine motor development, you can find out the development of the small muscles among the child, like holding the pen, picking up the sticks, holding the ball, or gripping the ball. So these are the different fine motor development you can see among the children. Then afterwards we are going to learn that is the motor development in the children. There are the various phases of motor development in the children, that is in the early childhood, in the middle childhood and in the late childhood. Early childhood consists of 3 to 6 years, middle childhood from 7 to 10 years, and late childhood from 11 to 12 years. Here in this phase of the early childhood, you can see that this is a stage is known as in preschool. The fundamental movement mostly you can see here, that is like running, jumping, throwing. These are the here what happens, the child try to learn to mix or unite all the ability and combine these movements. All the movements he learns to combine. Here there are the systematic training of the children in the various sports is must, like in gymnastic and swimming can be started, because their basic movement, here the child learns the basic movement, and here he learns the different basic movements like rolling, hanging, pushing, pulling, etc. becomes more efficient, because here the child used to learn all these skills very faster, because these are the basic movement, fundamental movements where the child used to learn. So here it is very much essential for the child that the systematic training of the children for the different activities like swimming, gymnastic and different sports activities, they must be involved. So here they become efficient of the various movement combinations such as running, jumping, catching, throwing, climbing. They become efficient in all such movements, but still competition at this stage must be avoided, because in the early childhood they should not compete, because here when the child is involving if we are involving the child into the competition, might be it may be the failure for the child, and it is going to affect their mental level also. So it is better that we may do not involve the child in the in this time period in the competitions. Then next we are having that is a middle childhood. So here you can see the middle childhood is from the 7 to 10 years, and here the children become more active and agile. They are having a desire to compete with the children of their own age. You have seen that the child, they are competing with their own age children, like they are having a run, might be a very short run, it might be that maybe 20-meter runs or 25-meter run, or any of the activity they used to compete. The let us compete that who used to finish first in writing. So they are having a desire to compete with the children of their own age. The posture and balance here in this age becomes more better. Here there are the variation of the movements which had been already learned. Same movements are being performed differently from the different aims. You have seen that such types of children, they try to perform different movements and perform differently from the different aims. For example, throwing the stone far away places, then jumping, who can jump more better. So they are having a competition among each other. So here they can find out that such type in this time period, in the middle childhood, you can find out the speed related abilities are developed at a faster rate. Coordinative abilities are also shows a higher level of development. Flexibility might be less, but you can find out there is a various types of development among the children. So during this period, their instructions time should be short and should be minimum competitions. Stress should be given on the movement correction, whether they are having a proper movement. So more stress is being laid on their correct movements, that whatever the movement they are performing, it should be correct. If they are making any of the mistakes, then it should be the correct movement. Then we are having the last one we are having, that is a late childhood. So late childhood, that starts from the 11 to 12 years, it has been considered. And here you can find out that they are able to compete evenly. The children are, they used to master, most of the children, they used to master the skills, that might be the complex skills they used to master. They are having that skills like running, jumping, movements, they used to master, not only quantitatively but qualitatively also. Qualitative and quantitatively both are being developed. It has been developed at a faster rate as in the middle childhood period. So coach and the physical education teacher, they must focus more, because here this age where the late childhood, you can find out that during this time period, the child can perform more and more better, and more focus is being done on the child, because here the uh, they can master different types of strategies and tactics. They can master in the sports and games event. So more focus is being there on this time period or this age, that is the late childhood period. Then we are going to learn related to the factors affecting the motor development. There are the various factors affecting the motor development. In that we are having, that is first is biological factor. As we know, the biological factor, as we have learned biological factor related to the, previously also in the disorders, that biological means it might be in heredity or it is a genetic factor. That means that whatever the genes the parents are having, that genes are same, are being inculcated in the child. That has been genetic, has been inherited. Due to the heredity, it has been, you can see in the child also. So here we are having that various types of development, including the motor development. We can see if the parents are having, a very good example is being given in the textbook related to that slow twitch fibers and fast twitch fibers. If the parents are having more fast twitch fiber, then the chances of the child that might is more related to the fast twitch fiber, and he or she can be a good athlete and a good runner. Slow twitch fibers, it has been, if it is been inherited, then the child can be a good level of athlete related to the endurance. So here you can see that the biological factor is also one of the factor which affects the motor development. If you can find out that if the parents are lazy, then it affects the motor development of a child also, because the child will also be having the same types of genes and heredity among himself or herself, and they are also going to perform in the same manner. So here the biological factor is also one of the factor which affects the motor development of a child. So here it affects, the factor is being related to the body weight, size and strength. so affects the rate of the ability and the motor development here. So biological factor is one of the most factor affecting the motor development. Second motor development factor affecting, that is environmental factor. Here you can see that research study used to find out the environment plays a very important role. If the child gets a good environment, then if he is being encouraged in more and more physical activities, then the chances of motor development development of motor activities will be more. And if the child is not being encouraged or motivated towards any of the motor activities, then you can see that slow rate of the motor development among the children. So here the environmental factor is also a major factor which affects the motor development of a child. Then we are having nutrition. So nutrition plays a very important role in the life of an individual or any of the child, because without nutrition motor development is not possible. So here nutrition plays a very important role, because the sensory motor development is dependent upon the nutrition only. So here the children gets nutritious food, they become stronger, which ultimately leads toward the good motor development. If they do not get nutritious food, here you can see that there is a slow rate of motor development or slow pace of motor development among the children, you can find out. So because of the low calorie nutrition, they are, you can find out less energetic children, and here it affects the motor development of a child. Then fourth point we are having, that is physical activities. So physical activities is one of the factor affecting the motor development, because physical activities must be according to the capability of an individual or of a child. The motor development becomes slow in those children who do not take part in the physical activity, and motor development is faster among those children who are participating or involving himself or herself more in physical activities. So here physical activities is also one of the point which is also one of the factor which affects the motor development of a child. Then opportunities is also one of the factor which affects the motor development, because here the opportunities to participate in the motor activities get better chances of developing the sensory motor development or motor abilities. And if there is a opportunity, if the child or a person do not get the good opportunity in participating in the motor activities, so here you can find out that there will be a slow rate of motor development among the child. So whenever the opportunity a person or a child used to get, they should involve himself or herself in the physical activities. The better they are involved in the motor activities, the more motor development among the children we can see. So opportunity is also one of the factor which affects the motor development. Then we are having sensory impairment. There are the various sensory impairments are there, like visual impairment, hearing impairment. So such types of people, you can find out that if due to this impairment they are not able to participate, they can't perform better. So here they could not, because they are not able to perform better, because they are not able to follow the instructions about any type of motor activities, becomes more and more difficult. So here the visual impairment also shows that the process, it slows down the motor development of an individual. So sensory impairment is must. So if the person, those who are not having any type of sensory impairment, you can find out the motor development more and more better among such types of children. And when the children are suffering from any types of sensory impairment like visual impairment, that means that they are not able to see, they are not able to hear or listen, they are not able to speak properly. So here whatever the instructions are being given to them, they might not be able to follow the instruction, and due to that they are not able to perform in a better way. So here that affects the motor development of a child. Then we are having seventh point, that is the postural deformities. There are the various postural deformities like flat foot, knock knee, the like scoliosis, kyphosis, lordosis. There are the different types of postural deformities are there. These postural deformities that used to hinder it is like an obstacle in the path of the motor development of a children. So here these postural deformities affect the motor development of a child. So in the absence of these postural deformities, motor development in the children takes place at a faster rate. That means that if the child is not having any types of postural deformities, then you can find out that the motor development will be more faster among the children. Then obesity. So obesity is also one of the factors which affects the motor development of a child, because when you find out a child is obese, That means that he can their movement his movements are being limited. He can't move. He is not agile, too much agile, or he can't move from one place to another place at the as compared to the normal child. So here being obese is or being overweight have a negative effect on the motor development of a child. Here the obese are not, you can find out that obese child or obese people are not that much enthusiastic. They are not able to do any of the motor activities in a better way, and may even feel uncomfortable to do it. So motor development in such children takes place at a slower pace. So here such children takes more time to perform motor movement. So these are the various points which are affecting the motor development of a child. So on the basis of these points you can prepare the notes. Thank you.